All right, so this brings me to perhaps one of the most important videos in this entire course on AI website building using fixed panels, and that is about prompting. Okay, so a single prompt website. So in this case, the prompt you provide will determine the kind of website you're going to build, right? For example, let's say we created this page earlier, a yoga course sales page, right? So if I come back and use the same example, see, the whole point is about how specific. So if you need to remember just one word about giving prompts, that word is specific. How specific your instructions are. So let's open these pages that we've built. Okay, and let's take a look. So what do I mean by specific? By specific, what I mean is, let's say, what's the goal of the page? Let's say if I just write yoga page, now I don't have any clarity, right? The AI doesn't have any clarity either. What do you want from a yoga page? Do you want to book personal consultations? Do you want to sell your courses? Do you want to host a webinar? So you have to write, Bilga. Let's say something like build a one-to-one yoga consultation page with me, like whatever, right? It can also be suppose the pricing, for example, and the target audience, what the goal is. Let me write down a few things, okay? The goal, the target audience. Let's say the target audience is, let's say, females over 30. Or let's say the target audience is working females over 30 who are stressed. Something like this, the goal must be specific and the target audience must be specific. What else? When can they book the call? And what is the price? If there is a cost, what is it? Let's look at the pages we built. Let's say if I open one of these pages. If it's a course, how many sessions are there? If it's a call, how many calls? For lessons and videos, how many lessons and videos? If it's a webinar, what's the gate? Then what is the timing of the webinar? Like, all those things have to be mentioned. You have to be specific with your prompt. Like, what exactly is it that you need, right? Also, see, this is AI that's going to build your pages for you. So you can mention a few sections that you definitely want on your page. So that's something that's going to be helpful for you, right? So for example, we've given you a really good resource. The resource is this Google Sheet, okay? You can also use keywords like long form. So for example, if you want a long form page, that means you want a long page. Or you can also be specific and say, I only want these 5 sections. So as you can see, you're talking to your designer, your copywriter, and your internet marketer all at once. So you decide what you want to tell that person or those people. Only when they have clear instructions will they do that. Right, so let's say we've given you this really great resource. We'll attach the link right here, and the resource is that in this Google Sheet, we've written down a lot of these are the sections used on a landing page. On a sales page, these sections are included. We've put together this list. On a webinar registration page, these sections are used. On a lead magnet or course launch page, these sections are included. So if you want to be specific about your sections, you can be specific about that here. For example, let's say in your prompt, once you've written the target audience, key information, and details about what you're offering, you can add something like this. Make sure to add the following sections or elements, and then you can go ahead and type something like this. Let's say T benefits, emotional, logical, focus on transformation. And you can be even more specific here, like say 8T benefits. So now the AI knows, okay, I have to write down 8 benefit points, right? Another one could be, let's suppose you can again go back to the sheet. Let's say process how it works. Let's suppose you definitely want this section. See, AI is going to build an entire page for you, right? It's not like the sections you provide are the only ones it will give you. It will also create its own sections. If you want a certain section for sure, because AI does it randomly, they'll be optimized for conversions, but still random. But if you need something for sure, then you need to mention it again. Be specific. Again, the main thing is to be specific. For example, let's talk about a future page section. So, this is something I want on my page. Let's say I want a who this is for and who this is not for section. I definitely want this section on my page. So again, you need to write down whatever you want on your page, right? All the specific instructions you need to provide. And once the instructions are provided, then you click on this button, which is going to start building your page for you. So be specific about everything you want. Spend some time writing everything down with pen and paper and be very specific. Maybe even do some research on competitor websites if you want. This is what you do when you're working at a pro level. See, you've already seen, let me come back to it. You've already seen that if you just type this, it's still creating a magical page for you that's going to work like crazy. So it's already doing the job for you. And it's already doing the job for you beyond what you could imagine. For example, these points: emotional balance, deeper connection, physical vitality, these benefit points have appeared on their own. This is beyond what I could have imagined, showing it with a graph and percentages. It's doing an amazing job. Even if you type a single line or just one word, it will still do some magic for you. But if you're more specific with your instructions, it will help your conversions. If there's a specific date for an event, like a webinar, mention that date. Being specific is key here.